Hi everyone, thanks for watching. My name is Annie and I'm a Neuro Resource Facilitator with the Brain Injury Alliance of Iowa. And this video is meant to give you an overview and an understanding of advocacy and then also some information about our annual Hill Day. If you've never been, this will be a great year to come and attend, and this video should be able to highlight and help you understand what we'll be doing that day and what the purpose of that day is for. So I'm going to be talking about advocacy and what that means, and then my colleague June is going to go into talking about our Hill Day and what you can expect and what you might want to know before you attend. So when talking about advocacy, I really want to go through the definition, what it is, what it isn't, and different types of advocacy. So the different levels of advocacy that are defined are self, peer, systems, and legal advocacy. So self-advocacy is speaking up or taking action for your own needs or to advance your own interests or something that affects you specifically. And then advocating for peers would be exactly what it sounds like. So speaking up for others to help them take action on an issue that affects them specifically, so speaking on behalf of someone else. And then systems advocacy is, speaking out or taking action on an issue that affects a group of people. So maybe advocating within the political or economic or social types of fields and really helping people understand an issue that affects a whole group of people. And then there's legal advocacy, so advocating for someone in the legal realm. So when it comes to advocating on our annual Hill Day, it's a lot of systems advocacy. So really, going to our Iowa legislators at the state capitol and talking to them about, what people in Iowa need and what they want and what they want to communicate to those in power about how life changes for them and their needs after brain injury. But there's a lot of self and peer advocacy that is going on at the same time. So a lot of individuals who are brain injury survivors or individuals who have ever been impacted by brain injury themselves are oftentimes there speaking about their own personal stories, but then also there are people there advocating for their loved ones that have been impacted by brain injury specifically. So there's a lot of great advocacy going on that day. And to talk about maybe an overview of advocacy specifically to this day. Advocacy in general is speaking up or taking action on on an issue that you want to communicate to usually those in power, but to anybody really. And while there is no guarantee that advocacy will end up changing any sort of policy or changing someone's mind, it really is, the best way to secure change. It's the most direct way to secure change on an issue that you're wanting to communicate to somebody. So also to understand what advocacy is, we have to understand what it isn't. So advocacy is coming into the situation being solution-based, willing to work collaboratively and coming to the table with whoever it is in the conversation to figure out, a solution for an issue. It's not helpful to come into any type of issue and just start guns blazing and complaining about all the negatives, although, there may be negatives to the issue, and that's why you're bringing it up. But the individuals who you're wanting to communicate that to, it gives you a better likelihood of securing change if you come in with, some ideas for solutions, and you're solution-based and you're positive, and you help that other person not only understand what you're going through and what your needs are, but then how to help get to that point where the changes that maybe need to occur, how to help understand how those changes need to happen. So that's a little overview of advocacy and what it means to be an advocate for yourself or your loved ones. And then June is going to go into what to expect on our annual Hill Day.
What an awesome overview of advocacy. Thank you, Annie. So now that we have a basic understanding of the types of advocacy, let's chat a little bit about what a day of advocacy at our Capitol or Hill Day looks like. This is a day for us to work together to provide you a direct link to your legislators in a way that's really powerful and meaningful. That has been a tradition for many advocates and organizations across the state and really across the nation. The Brain Injury Alliance of Iowa invites you to join us on February 6th at our state capitol in Des Moines. You will have the opportunity to meet and talk with others whose lives have been affected by brain injury, as well as caregivers and professionals who are really working together to make a difference in our state. Traditionally, we gather as a group on the rotunda. This is one floor up from the entrance when you get there, where we will have a chance to check in. If you have the opportunity to register, this gives us an idea of how many people will be there, and we do try to give out free t-shirts to those that register. We certainly enjoy a look of being unified when we are together. So if you already have a t-shirt, a Brain Injury Alliance of Iowa t-shirt, feel free to wear that. Once everybody has checked in with the Brain Injury Alliance of Iowa staff, we'll hear from a couple of speakers and hear about some key advocacy ideas that will be shared with you, particularly things that will be shared with legislators, such as ideas around access to services, funding mandates, and protecting our youth. Following this rally, you will also be provided an opportunity to get instructions on how to deliver messages and communicate with your legislators, if that's not something that you've done before or are comfortable with. If you're not sure who your legislators are, the Brain Injury Alliance of Iowa staff are available to help you identify who they are based on where you live, and even support you in the process of speaking with them, sharing your message, or dropping off packets on behalf of the Brain Injury Alliance of Iowa with our message. For those of you that cannot attend in person but are viewing this message, please do not hesitate to reach out to your neuro-resource facilitator to find out how you can communicate directly with your elected officials. At the end of the day, this is an opportunity to collectively bring a focus to the brain injury community at our State House and bring our stories, our faces, and our names to the table to build relationships with our elected officials that really do want to serve us in their communities. This is what system advocacy looks like on the Hill, and we cannot wait to share that with you.